the iPhones just went on pre-sale. Which iPhone should you buy on this go around? Or should you be looking at the ones from last year? Let's talk about it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go through all of the different kind of specs or which iPhone you should get if you're looking at purchasing an iPhone this year. This is a quick run through. I ordered all of them, so get subscribed to the channel if you want to check out those reviews. First off, let's look at the 17 Pro and the Pro Max. These ones are coming in, so let's look at the Pro real quick. 6.3-inch display. It's coming in at $1,000. That's a very, very, very expensive phone. The Pro Max is coming in at $1,199. Sorry, $1,111.99. For a phone, I would pick, personally, I have to get the Pro Max because people like that. Look at the colors real quick. I think the silver one looks good. I don't really like the orange one, but I know a lot of people really like that. I just feel like you got to be a real cool guy to get that. I don't know that I'm that. The blue color is what I went with, and then I personally would not go with more than the base model 256. They do have a trade-in, which Apple's actually fairly okay about their trade-in stuff, so you could do that. So that's what I would get. The total comes out to $1,199, or you could do $45 a month. I don't know that I would suggest financing an iPhone. I just wouldn't. Now, I don't think that the iPhone Pro series, the Pro lineup this year, is actually the one that's worth going with. The cameras are amazing. Like, nobody can doubt that. The battery life will be a little bit better. The screen is awesome on this thing, but there's no upgrade on this guy that I feel like is like, oh man, you just got to have that. Let's look next at the Air, because that's going to be one that, honestly, I don't know that anybody should get, and so I just kind of want to get it out of the way. I think the sky blue color is the coolest. They also have the light gold, they have the cloud white, and they have the black one, which looks pretty sick. I went with sky blue, the one I ordered. Again, unless you're, I don't know, the fact that this doesn't have something like Samsung DeX kind of means that this isn't going to be more than just a cell phone for you, and so I would go with the 256 right now. That you're looking at $999. Now, I would not get the iPhone Air. Here's the thing. The iPhone Air is so thin, we don't know if it's going to bend or not, so don't pre-order this thing. And the fact that they announced this guy with a battery pack as like a feature, that is just too much for me. I don't think Apple should have done that. Because what it says is, oh, you took, this thing is so thin, 5.6 millimeters, that it's going to have no battery life. And so I would hold off on the Air until you see some reviews on it. You can, again, subscribe to the channel. I did order the Air, so I will be looking at it. Jerry Rig Everything will be bending it, so you can go check that out. I wouldn't go that. All right, next let's talk about the one that I think everybody should look at if you're going to be upgrading to a phone this year, and that's the regular 17. I've never been a fan of the 17 in the past, but I think this year the 17 is very cool. So the colors on the 17, you got the lavender color. That one is pretty sweet. I know the sage one's going to be really popular. That's like Bite Review Tom. He's going to get the green sage one, obviously. I got the blue because I wanted to just look at the different blue colors and kind of compare and contrast them. I think the blue looks amazing. They also have the cloud white or the white color, and the black color looks pretty sick. So I would go with the blue. Now, because this is the cheapest iPhone, I would not really try to upgrade. Maybe if you have a ton of pictures, you should go with the 512 gig model. I'm going to go with the 256. It's great that Apple bumped up base storage to 256. That's absolutely awesome. And so you were looking at $799 for this. You're going to want to pick up a case and all that, but this is going to be the iPhone for most people. The fact that this has 120 hertz screen is just absolutely amazing. It's got the wide-angle lens and the regular lens. I don't like the telephoto lens on cell phone cameras personally, so I wouldn't even, I wouldn't worry about that. But the price of $799 for a phone that essentially kind of does all the things that last year's Pro models could do. I'm trying to think of all the differences, but that's an incredible value for that type of phone. Like I said, I would not go with the Air. I would personally probably not go with the Pro line this year because it just doesn't seem like there's all that much of a reason to go with it this year. And phones are just getting so expensive, so the workload you do on a phone is not getting all that much heavier, but the phones are getting more powerful, getting hotter, battery life is getting worse, and they're getting more expensive. So I would stick with either. Here's the options. Let's actually look at this. You could go to Amazon and you could pick up an iPhone 16 Pro, which was a fantastic phone. An absolutely great phone, for $881. That's a pretty great deal. Again, iPhone technology or any phone technology, it's not getting better at such an exponential rate, and your workload is not getting heavier at an exponential rate. So you can go with older models. I mean, I used even up to the 13 Pro just like a year ago, and it still felt pretty fine. So I would, either go for the base model 17 this year or go with the 16 Pro, 16 Pro Max from last year. And I think that's a great thing. My 16 Pro Max, man, the battery life on it is absolutely incredible. Still, my favorite phone that Apple makes right now is the 16e. It's the smallest phone they've got. I really cannot wait till Apple creates the foldable phone where we can get, like the Flip 7. That's going to be sweet. So let me know your thoughts in the description or in the comments below. Let me know what you think, which phone you're going to go to. Are they even worth upgrading this year? Sometimes Apple doesn't feel like it's worth upgrading. So let me know your thoughts. Like this video if you found it helpful. Sub to the channel. See you all in the next one.